What's going on, guys? BASSFZz here. Now, this video response I'm about to do is going to be really... what's the word I'm looking for? I was going to say peculiar, but I don't really think peculiar is going to be the word for it. So I'm guessing we're just going to use different. The reason why it's going to be different is because, well, it's the first time I've ever responded to somebody who's using, like, a text-to-speech type voice thing. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know who this person is, but they call themselves the Bewildered Ape. Basically, the whole theme of their channel is that they are, I guess, a chimpanzee, and they are confused at the current state of human society. And so they make videos lamenting their confusion at how stupid humanity is. The video they made in particular is about Gamergate 2014. Now, there is a very specific reason as to why I have never made a video regarding Gamergate, and I will save that for its own video in its entirety. Today's video is going to be a video response to the Bewildered Ape, because he decided it was a fantastic idea to get on my favorite person here on YouTube, Aurini. And so, to defend my favorite person here on YouTube, I'm going to do this video response. Also because, well, I mean, I got nothing better to do. That being said, let's get this going on.
You might think the video segment you just watched is an exaggeration, but the level of hysteria and rage among those who oppose Anita Sarkeesian and call themselves Gamergate behave precisely in that way. Just listen to what Mundane Matt had to say when he learnt about Stop Gamergate 2014.
1.2 million goddamn uses of the Gamergate hashtag since August 28th. And yes, you think it's about sexism? You think it's about misogyny or racism? Have you read what's been thrown at us? Have you seen what's been said about us? Have you seen what's been said about me or Boogie or Total Biscuit? Have you seen what's been written about Jordan Owen and Davis Aurini? Internet Aristocrat, King of Pole, all these fucking people, man. Have you seen what the fuck has been spewed about them just because they want to talk about the fucking issues? That's it. Yeah, I'm mad. I am livid mad right now. Because this is bullshit. Stop Gamergate 2014. That is crap.
Mundane Matt's rant is typical of the hysteria and rage that he and other leaders of Gamergate frequently use to mask their lies and delude themselves into thinking they are anything but total assholes.
Well, now, my friend, you chimpanzee, you said something about Mundane Matt telling a whole bunch of lies, but, I mean, no point in your entire video did you even specify what lie he told, unless you're talking about the lie that he's a gigantic fucking asshole, okay? But I don't remember him ever saying that he wasn't a gigantic fucking asshole. Let's not sugarcoat it. Mundane Matt can be quite the asshole. All that being said, I don't know, you just said there's a bunch of lies, but I mean, as it turns out, wait a minute, hold on, wait, stop. Isn't the whole Gamergate thing about the lies and corruption that the gaming media has? So, I mean, you have, if this is true, then that means you would have a bunch of Gamergate supporters, or just a bunch of liars, talking about the Gamergate, I mean, the gaming media, who's corrupted and also lying. You just have a bunch of liars lying. Except from what I've seen, the Gamergate people haven't been lying too much about much anything. They've just been exposing the bullshit that the corrupted gaming media has. So, I mean, unless you're going to prove to me that all of the information that all of the Gamergate supporters have conducted has actually been just a bunch of fucking lies, what you just said was complete and utter bullshit, my friend. But continue.
Take for instance the case of Jordan Owen and Davis Aurini.
Have you seen what's been written about Jordan Owen and Davis Aurini? You think it's about misogyny?
Let's see what Davis Aurini has to say about women.
Women in our culture have become the most decadent sluts since the fall of Rome.
Never have a truer statement been spoken.
Going out for gangbangs every weekend and despising the men that would actually treat them with love, dignity, and respect.
Ain't that the truth? Isn't that how we got that killer Elliot Rodger? Just saying.
We have the most fat, disgusting women that have ever existed in history. Women have become like dogs that were never trained, bouncing and flitting about with no focus or attention and no respect for the men in their lives whatsoever. Maybe 1 out of 10 is marriageable, and that's a very generous estimate.
And this is where I disagree with Davis Aurini. I would say 3 out of 10. That's just me. I would say 3 out of 10.
90% of women are sluts, according to Davis Aurini, as if being a slut is necessarily a bad thing in the first place.
It is. But I have a whole entire video on sluts. I actually have several videos on sluts that you should probably check out, because I don't really feel the need to go into great detail in this video in particular about how being a slut's a bad thing, considering the fact that I've already done that.
However, what is more disturbing is that Mundane Matt and others cannot see what is wrong with Davis Aurini's views on women.
I think the only thing you can really criticize Davis Aurini for being in that video was a little upset. I mean, maybe he used a lot of language. I don't know. I completely agree with him. And I can understand him being, you know, lamenting his frustration at the way women and men in general have carried themselves in the current society that we live in. So, I mean, I don't fault him for being upset, but I think, you know, his message probably would have came over a lot more, how do I put this? I don't want to say acceptable, but I think he definitely would have formatted his speech to be a lot better than what it was in that video. I think if he wasn't as angry as he was. But I mean, again, I don't disagree with anything that he said. I think a lot of people kind of got caught on the delivery and not really listened to the things he was saying, you know? So, I mean, of course they don't. I mean, if they agree with him, I mean, why would they see anything wrong with that?
Listen to what Jordan Owen has to say, and listen to the dishonesty of Davis Aurini when he's called out as a misogynist.
I've watched that video like 5 times trying to rationally figure out what's so monstrous about it, and
Is that the one where I say we have the most degenerate sluts since Rome?
yeah.
Like, is this guy arguing that Roman sluts were more degenerate than modern sluts?
No, you stupid fuckwit. He wasn't debating whether ancient sluts were more degenerate than modern sluts. He was pointing to the fact that you think women's sexual freedom is degenerate, and that you think most Western women are degenerate.
Now, you know, I've heard that a couple of times before, you know, in my YouTube safari about, you know, slut shaming and all that thinking that a woman is a slut is a bad thing, and something akin to what the little monkey thing just said. And that is a subject that should be its own video in the near future. So I'm just going to have to say this. If you really think that pointing out the fact that women are sluts, and you compare that or you equate that with the whole sexual liberation thing, and if you think that calling women out for being sluts because they're sexually liberated means that we're calling them degenerate and that it's stupid and they shouldn't have that freedom, well then, you haven't really been listening to anybody when they talk about sluts. Because I don't think any man has any issue with the fact that women are giving up sex a lot more easily. I think it's men have an issue to whom they're giving up sex to more easily. But again, I will extrapolate on that in a video in the future. So let's keep going.
That is, you hate 90% of women for expressing and enjoying sexual freedom.
No. That's not what the word slut means. A slut is not a woman who enjoys having sex. A slut is a woman who is promiscuous. I mean, if you like having sex, that doesn't make you a slut. And even the way you dress doesn't technically make you a slut. It is the action of having sex with lots of people that you don't know. And sometimes lots of people that you do know that makes you a slut. So, it's got nothing to do with the way you dress. It's got nothing to do with the things you say. It's everything to do with the things that you do.
As for Jordan Owen, he watched the video 5 times and could not see anything wrong with Aurini's portrayal of women. Mundane Matt and Jordan Owen must be sharing the same blinders. Neither can see Aurini's blatant hostility towards women.
Yeah, but you know, this always kind of harkens back to what I said about the whole, well, in my video about everyday misogyny. You see, when men become disgusted or upset with women, it doesn't come out of nowhere. He didn't feel this way because, you know, he came out the womb. He felt this way because of the way women treated him. And then again, it's not like he said every woman was bad. He also, Davis Aurini wants to find a woman to be with. He just hasn't found someone worth investing his time into. I mean, that's something. Well, I think I found someone worth investing my time into, but I think we're just going to have to see where that one goes. I think. But what am I doing? Anyway, back to the video response. Davis Aurini is not a misogynist, okay? He's someone who is lamenting his frustration with the dating realm, and he's saying that lots of women are sluts, and well, he's correct about that. Lots of women have become slutty, and some of them have okay, well, now we're going off on a tangent, I'm sorry. To stay on the focus, Davis Aurini likes women, and he wants to find someone to marry. However, lots of the people he has dealt with have been not worth his time, and thus, in that video, he was lamenting the same frustration lots of men have. He's not being misogynist. He's not saying he hates all women. He's just pointing out the obvious, and the obvious being lots of women have turned themselves into sluts and attention whores.
So how does Mundane Matt defend Aurini's misogyny?
If you are going to accuse somebody of something, then you had better be willing to listen to the counter evidence that does not support that claim.
And what is the counter argument?
I filmed that video like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
It's really popular, which is why I left it up, because I don't want to... I've taken down videos I didn't think were very good, you know, but I don't want to take some... I don't want to deny that I said something, sort of, you know.
If you go back 4 years on my channel, you can find me saying shit that's like flat out socialist. I mean, we evolve over time.
So the counter argument you want us to hear is an unsupported assertion that Aurini isn't misogynistic. And even if he was, it was a few years ago. It doesn't matter now.
Well, you know, truth be told, if he's changed his mind since the point of that video, then it does matter now, doesn't it? You know, you can't be chained based on something that you said when you were younger. I mean, I know a lot of people would like to, but I mean, you really shouldn't. You know, again, he was upset. He was lamenting his frustration. You can't, you know, say that him not in his right frame of mind is how he feels when he's in his right frame of mind. That, you know, I mean, he was upset. He was angry. You can't get upset with people like that. At least I try my best not to get upset with people who are angry and decide to go off on rants and tangents. I mean, again, they might be talking about how they feel at the time, but, you know, if they stop and really think about how they felt, you know, things might come out differently. And of course, I've done stuff like that too, and even some of my video responses that I look at, and I'm like, you know, I definitely could have handled that a lot better. So it's a learning experience, you know, you live and you learn. And maybe his opinion hasn't changed. He still doesn't hate women. He's just being honest. Calling a woman a slut is kind of a point of fact. I mean, either she is or she isn't, right?
Fuck you, Mundane Matt. When people tried to explain to you and your small-minded group of idiots that Anita Sarkeesian had changed her mind about being a gamer over a couple of years, you assholes continued to insist that she had lied.
Well, see, that's the thing, my bewildered friend. She did lie. You see, Anita Sarkeesian's, well, she had a little talk in some classroom, I think, where she blatantly said that she doesn't like video games and she finds them to be gross and disgusting. However, when she did her Kickstarter, she said she had been playing video games since she was a little kid. Now, that's a problem. You see, the problem is what Anita Sarkeesian did was a manipulation tactic. She tried to empathize and relate with her target audience and trying to get them to feel the way she felt. Okay, Anita Sarkeesian's a gamer. She understands games as much as we do, so I'm going to give her this money to see what she has to say because I respect her. Except Anita Sarkeesian was never a gamer. She lied and she manipulated those people based on how their feelings. And that's the problem a lot of people have. If Anita Sarkeesian had said straight up, originally, I didn't really like video games all that much. I did a talk back in the day where I said they were disgusting. However, throughout the course of my research, after playing a couple of games, you know, I began to fall in love with them. And yet, I saw all of these different misogynistic tendencies in the game. Now, I'm going to pause and say, of course, I don't think there's a lot of misogyny in video games. I'm just saying, if that's what Anita Sarkeesian had said, I think that would have been a lot more truthful and honest, because at least she would have said, you know, she became a gamer through her research, and I think a lot more people wouldn't really be too bothered by it. But the fact that she lied about being something she wasn't in order to get the emotional support of people was a manipulation tactic that a lot of people don't appreciate. So hopefully I have cured your bewilderment on that topic, Mr. 8-Man. Or are you an 8-Man? Are you just, I don't know what the fuck you are. Let's keep going.
And suggested that this supposed lie proved she was a complete and total liar in everything. And now, when Aurini's past bullshit catches up to him, which is far worse than anything Anita said, you want to excuse him and say it doesn't matter what he said then.
No, it matters. And more than that, Aurini has owned up to what he said. And most of the time, a lot of people actually take what he said out of context anyway, so let's keep going.
Fuck you and your bullshit excuses.
I want you to fucking talk, because that's all we need to do, guys. All we need to do is fucking talk. That is it. We don't need threats. We don't need fucking bullshit. We just need to talk. That is it. And I'm reading through these goddamn comments and I'm seeing what these fucking people are saying, and I'm shocked. I'm shocked, and I'm just like defeated, because I sit there and I'm like, are you mad? I just want to write back, are you mad? People are telling you that they're not guilty of something, right? But instead of listening, you're just like, no, you're a fucking asshole. Blocked. And then you gloat about it on your Twitter.
It's because you are a fucking asshole. You say you want to talk, watch Logic Bomb's videos and talk about that.
Logic Bomb. I don't know who that is, but I will find out when I'm done recording this footage.
Watch Hannibal the Victor 13's videos and talk about those counter-arguments.
You know, my videos tend to be between 15 to 30 minutes, but Hannibal's videos tend to be like a fucking hour to an hour and 30. I don't think I can stand all of that shit, man. I got stuff to do sometimes, like, bloody hell. But I will invest. I don't know, I don't think I will invest, because that guy is boring as all bloody hell. Let's keep going.
But you don't, do you?
I guess the last question I just have for you ultimately breaks down to this. Man, how the fuck do you live with yourself? No, honestly, I mean that. I've read some of your comments. And they're far worse, far more hurtful, far more damaging than anything I've seen coming out of Gamergate.
Firstly, I know I'm an asshole. And secondly, it takes one to know one, and I know you are a fucking asshole too. So don't whine about the hurtful things people say. People have been saying hurtful things to Anita and others long before Gamergate came along. And now that assholes like me are weighing in on the conversation and will tell you up front what a fucking asshole you are, you better learn to swallow that shit, because people like you involved in Gamergate have been stirring up abuse for a long time before I came along. Either change your fucking attitude or get used to it.
How do you live with yourself? How do you spread these lies, spread this bullshit? And call it activism, truth. Subjective at best, lies at worst. And probably the reality of it is somewhere in the center. How? I can stand up here and own my own problems. I can own what I've done. You won't. But you instead choose to vilify a group of people who simply want to discuss video games.
The problem here is you can't own up to the fact you are an asshole. And how I sleep at night is the same way you do, Matt. I'm just like you, but on the other side of the fence. I justify what I'm doing the same way you justify what you are doing. And so long as your associates and followers want to call me a feminist, an SJW, a mangina, a white knight, or any of the other derogatory slurs you throw my way, I will give them back in kind. I have given up on trying to have a conversation with you and your associates. You want a war, you will get your fucking war. Stop Gamergate 2014. I am Bewildered Ape. Thank you for watching. Feel free to comment.
Huh. You know one thing that's I always meant to do a video on, but never got around to doing? Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna spoil that. I'm just gonna let that man. I'm just gonna let you guys wait and shock and surprise and wonder what video I'm gonna come up with next. I guess to end this, you know, Mr. Bewildered Ape Man thingy, okay? You should never, I'm gonna put this, you should never immediately discount anything else anyone else has to say. You say you're done talking to these people, you're done trying to reason with them, and yet, did you really even try? Did you really try to stop and empathize with these individuals? Did you really actually try to have a conversation with them? Because I encourage you to, instead of immediately discounting anyone and anything anyone else has to say, that you continue to try to have an open mind, you know? I don't ever think you should immediately try to declare war on somebody based on what a couple of people have said. So, but then again, you did call them leaders, and, well, that's going to be a topic of the next video. Well, that's pretty much the end of his video, and subsequently the end of mine. So, guys, as always, if you like this video, please, man, go ahead and click that like button. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Comment comments below, and as always, have a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.